So what is my default state? Holding space. Just noticing. Same thing, order of operations moving through the space. I want to let her know where I'm at. She can hear me talking right here. That's it. Keep going. That's it. Right there. Everything that I do is slow. I'm like, it's safe for me right here. Move a little bit closer. Feels good here. That's it. Keep going. Matching her breath. Say I notice just like a little quiver in the lip or like a little flicker in the eye. Same thing as earlier. Just hand on belly. Breathe all the way down here. Hand lands on the belly. Not rocking, just kind of being there with her. It's down here. If someone is in the middle of an expression and they're, releasing, and this goes for everything. If somebody has an emotion that starts to bubble up, or someone's moving their body, or there's any sort of expression or discharging going on, we're not cueing breath. We've switched. The breath work is just the driving force. It's just the broom that's helping sweep things up. It's just the pump that's pressurizing the system for the expressure to happen. As soon as someone's having an expression, we shift. We're no longer worried about cueing breath. Now it's like, how do I be with this person while they're having this emotional release? And so in a one-on-one session, like say someone's having an expression and we're getting up to like a breath hold, I might even just skip the breath hold and just be with the person while they're expressing. I want them to have that space to process. And say it starts to bubble up just a little bit more. She had a powerful release earlier, so it might not necessarily be there, but say tear starts to come out, starts to come up a little bit more. One of the things that I said didn't really land for her, but I said, what's down here that you haven't been letting yourself feel? And say the crying started to bubble up a little bit more, tears started to kind of bubble up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let her know that I'm just going to roll her on her side. I let her know that. I'll say it down here. I'm just going to roll you on your side, okay? And so what I'll do is I'll grab the hand that's closest to me. And what I would do if it was really coming out, especially since like there's so much energy over here in the space, there's so much more of you, I usually want to roll them away of wherever the intensity is. Because I want them to be able to go into their own energy. So I let her know that I'm just going to roll her on her side. I grab the wrist underneath the shoulder, and then I slowly just start to roll her over, and she'll roll herself over. You don't need to. You just start to pull the arm over. You let her know that I'm going to roll you over. She'll roll herself over. Now there's a couple specifics here. I'll grab the outsides of the legs. If you can't see, come around. Grab the outside of the knees. You don't want to grab inside of the legs, outside of the knees. and I'll just pull them up a little bit. You don't have to like shove them up, just tuck them in a little bit, little fetal position. And then as far as my body goes, I want to make sure my knees are facing this way, and that way I'm like up against her. Like I got her back. It feels nice when you're kind of just like supporting right here. And then from there, like I will just hold. Maybe a hand on the back, hand on the shoulder, you can hold the legs. But I will just hold her and I will be with her for a moment. And oftentimes, I don't need to say anything. Just my presence there with her is enough. And oftentimes, rolling someone over will give them permission, and then like all the tears will start coming out. Especially when you're on your back, like it will pool up in the eyes, and as soon as you roll over, it'll all start to come out. This technique is really just giving someone permission to fully go into it. And I will be there with them for a few minutes. There's not necessarily like a direct time on how long I'll be there with them. But like emotions, when they come up, they're gonna come up and then they're gonna go back down. Like when they're moving, like I said, when you have an emotion and it moves through you fully, it takes about 90 seconds. A lot of the times, as soon as the emotion starts to come back down, that's when I want to start to give them their space and let them regulate themselves. And that's like life. I'm going to be there fully with you, and then at some point, I'm not going to be there. And I want you to be there for yourself. And so I will hold while she's there in it. And then there's two things that you need to make sure you let them know before you start to give them their space back. The first thing you let them know is that they can stay there for as long as they need to. You let them know, I'll tell her, you can stay here for as long as you need to, okay? You can stay here for as long as you need to. You can come back whenever you're ready. You can come back whenever you're ready, okay? And then I will slowly come off the body. Slowly give them their space back. Thank you. How did that feel?
Very grounding.
Very grounding?
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
How did it feel when I did that for you earlier when you were really in it?
When I was really in it, it like led to a lot more emotion. Do you want me to sit up?
You can, whatever feels good for you.
When I was, because he did this for me, I felt that like as soon as I felt you start to turn me over, it was like tears, crying went to like sobbing, and it just felt like a very cathartic release.
Yeah.
And I also felt like safer, like being able to just curl into myself and like hold myself in that.
Yeah.
For me, it feels like almost like going into the womb or being like held in a really sacred way by myself.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
And also the touch on your back was like very grounding for my nervous system.
Yeah, thank you.
If you want to experience the power of somatic breathwork, we would love to see you at one of our community sessions. You can click the link below to figure out when our next session is, and we'd love to see you there.
This experience, I truly believe, could literally and will literally change the world.